Guys and dolls, no mic in, but I'm just going to roll with it. So hope you're good. Here we go, we're nearly there. And yeah, lots to do today. And then tomorrow's just madness from the minute I get up. But today I've sort of got a wee routine planned out. Bit of travelling, so there is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, so I am. So there's a few of us going as well, so it's just not me, there's like 3 cars going, so it's quite good. And yeah, bring some content and make some new friends and say hello to some old friends. And yeah, it's a nice time of the year, so it is. It really is. Like everybody's happy, everybody's excited. There's a wee buzz in the air, you know what I mean? Everybody's finalising their plans, who's going where, you know what I mean, who's going to be with who. And you know, so yeah, it's difficult. I want to be so many places, I really do. I want to be in Ballykeel, you know what I mean? And I want to be at the biggest one. I want to be at the biggest one. And I'm sorry guys, all the rest of you and all that, you know. And I know Craigie Hill Bonfire, right? Craigie Hill Bonfire. I don't know this because I haven't had a message from them. I haven't seen it anyway. As other people look after other accounts, you know what I mean? Maybe they've missed it. I haven't seen it personally. But they've been asking me to come down. And, you know, tongue in cheek here, guys, you know what I mean? I'm going to be at the biggest bonfire in Northern Ireland. So yeah, we'll see. We're not at the 11th yet. A lot of people are shouting a lot of things right now about whose is the biggest. And all I'm going to say is, we'll see, you know. The bonfires aren't built yet. You know what I mean? Just because Craigie Hill's finished their bonfire, you know, it does give them the right, the claim, the fame. It's the biggest. But, you know, who knows? Nobody knows yet, you know what I mean? There's rumours, there's things being said, and, you know, but we'll see. So, yeah, Craigie Hill got the biggest bonfire in the world last year, and Kilcooley got it the year before. Well, the biggest in Northern Ireland at least, you know what I mean? So, yeah. It's a tight race, so it is, guys, you know what I mean? So, be interesting to see, you know what I mean? And yous will see, you know, yous will see. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm talking about my community. Yous will see the who wins, you know what I mean? We will find out minute by minute, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that just for me, you know what I mean? Guys, I'm sorry, like, but, yeah. But talking about bonfires, check this out. So yeah, artistic, very artistic, and this is a common thread from these guys. And if you're going to use that clip, please leave in the last bit of where the bonfire is. Please give the guys some acknowledgement. You know what I mean? They think outside the box every year. You know what I mean? And fair play to them. Fair play to them, guys. And well, you know, it is the feeling of the people on the streets. You know, it isn't just Freedom Dad banging on about this and banging on about that. Like, I only bang on about the stuff that my society are banging on about to me, you know. It's as simple as that. Citizen journalism is reporting of what's going on in the street, and it's not just about the facts and the figures and what, you know what I mean. It's not that kind of reporting. It's not like your BBC, your Sky. It's telling you what's going on the streets, how people are feeling. You know, that's something that we don't ever get. We go through life being told by the mainstream media everything's good, you know what I mean? And then they'll when it comes to demonstrations, they'll show the far left demonstrations. They'll show the counter demos against us, you know. There's loads of things that the media do that give the conception that there's no right wing. It's all, everybody's happy with immigration. You know, this is what they've been doing for years. This is how they done it in England. That's how England is the way it is because of the way the media. So what we do as citizen journalists is bring the feeling of the people from the street. What's going on in the street, obviously, but how people are feeling, you know. What people are saying, about the king, about the union, you know, about an independent Ulster, you know. And I bring that to my platform. I talk about what's in my head. Whatever's in my head is what's around me. It's as simple as that. You know, I haven't got any hidden agendas. You know, personally, you know my personal views. I am never going to change. I am who I am. I love my country. I love my country people. I was born under the Union Jack. Yes, it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't represent me right now, but maybe that could change. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I was a royalist all my life. You know, broke my heart when the Queen died. Broke my heart when Diana died. And you know, been following the royal family and collecting stuff from the royal family. I'm a collector. I used to, before my wife died, I collect quite a lot of royal family stuff. Still got it, you know what I mean? But the thing is, I don't feel he represents me anymore, and I can't just keep going through life la-di-da-di-da and everything's all right, like the mainstream media are trying to convince us all, you know? Like they try to convince us that Ukraine was winning the war, you know, and Putin was getting annihilated. You know, it's absolute craziness of what our media have done and said to us. And weapons of mass destruction, they jumped all on that, and all the rest of it. It's things that have caused serious problems for us, you know, things that have, the reason why we are here today, the reason why, I think our wee pals here, I think one of our wee pals might be in the forest, but the reason why we are in this situation today is because of stuff that's happened in the past, and we can see all that now, and you know, that's where I'm at, you know, and it's not nice for me. You got to understand that. I do not take any joy in this. When I tell you who I am, that's who I am. You can't change a man at 56. You get me? But the man at 56 can change. You know, this is what I'm trying to say, and this is what's happening in Northern Ireland. People are looking at the establishment. They're looking at Westminster, and they're going, they do not represent us. You know, they see what they've done to Tommy, they see what they do to other citizen journalists, they see what they do to anybody for Facebook posts and all the rest of it. Lucy Connolly, you know, people are watching that and going, that's not a government that represents us. That's fascist. That's in communism, socialism, extreme. You know, that's on another level of controlling your people. And us in Northern Ireland don't want that, you know. And it's difficult because we're so set in our ways of the union and everything else. And then with the royal family, you know, like I say, we've got paintings of the king, we've got paintings of the queen. We are big royal family. We are royalists over here, guys. But again, we see the king behaving the way he's behaving. You know, the way he is with Islam. Not protecting Christians, not protecting churches. And that worries us, because one thing before everything else is we're Christians, we're Protestants. You know, I'm a Methodist, you know. And that's the first thing. Before anything else, that's the first thing. God is always the first thing, you know. And so that's our roots, that's our foundations. And we find them in trouble. We find us in trouble. We find our children and our grandchildren will maybe be in more trouble than us, you know. So, yeah, it's a very strange time, you know. And it's a difficult time for people like me, you know. But, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. All I'm going to do is report and bring stuff to you. And, you know, just the feeling of what's going on. I will bring that to my platform. And I'll bring it. And I don't need to interview people. You know what I mean? To bring that kind of thing. You know, obviously you need to take my word for it. But, you know, I'm not going to be saying the things I'm saying. I'm putting myself in so much jeopardy and risk, you know what I mean? If it wasn't there, if it wasn't all around me. You got to understand that. Yes, there's loads of people that aren't awake. There's loads of people who just see concerned parents standing out on the street and just see them as racist and far right. Still to this day, yes, in Northern Ireland there is men like that, men and women who do believe that people like me are just racist and far right. And there's nothing I can do about that, you know. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. And that's the problem. You know, that's one of the problems we have. Because it's easy to drum up that rhetoric against people like me, you know. Because it's a lot easier just to look at a newspaper headline or listen to the rhetoric of some government official saying bad stuff about me and going, I'll go with that. Because it's easier than actually researching what I'm saying. You understand? People don't have the time. You know what I mean? And you know yourself, you read an article in the paper, and because of the way we've been brought up, our brains believe it. Even though we know that these papers talk a lot of nonsense, we still somehow believe it, you know. You catch yourself on, but you know what I'm talking about, you know. And I suppose maybe you won't if the news, if you haven't had stuff in the newspapers that is complete and utter lies and nonsense, then maybe you wouldn't get it. You don't understand that bit. But yeah, it's like I say, I've been in this life for a long time, and the newspaper life, you know, I've been in the newspapers I don't know how many times in my life, and yeah, and I've been around people, lots of people, but just had newspaper articles done in them, and it's extreme nonsense. It's on the other scale of lies. But the problem is you can't sue the papers, you know. It's not as easy as you think. You need to have a lot of money to be able to sue these guys. So they only picking people who they know aren't going to get any kickback. Obviously, if they keep going, then it's harassment. I'm sure there's something I can do. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of them ones, guys, that, you know, citizen journalism isn't what you think. You don't need to be you don't need to get words right. You don't need to get facts right. You know, you don't. What I'm saying is, you do need to get facts right. You don't need to put the facts out. Okay, there's other platforms that do that. You know, you can just bring what's happening in your area, how people are feeling. You can talk about it online. You know, like I say, you grow with your platform. You grow as you go. You know, you get better and better. You get more relaxed when you get love. Once you deal with the hate and get all that, like get that out of your head, how, you know, you don't let that affect you. You know what I mean? Let me see, where am I? Hey, come on, kid, this way. You just don't let that affect you, and you've got to be able to deal with that. There's no point doing it. Like, I'm not, you know, no matter who you are, no matter what you say, you're going to get hate. You're going to get people that don't like you, that have a real dislike for you for whatever reason, and they'll just make up fake accounts. And, you know, and they'll play with you. They'll try and play, you know what I mean? It's because they're jail. I've been there, seen it and done it 100 times. I know exactly who they are, what they are, and what they're doing, you know what I mean? And it truly is water off a duck's back. The only reason my moderators stay on top of it, because you just don't need to see that nonsense. And I don't want to be wasting time with comments all the time, you know what I mean? Because I will reply to them, you know what I mean? I'll reply to anything. So rather than spend time replying to nonsense, shit. Oh, I'll be all right. Let me see, I'm going to cut this off. Alexi, come here. She's all right. She's all right. She's a puppy. She just wants to play. Yep, nice wee interaction. She wanted to play. Labradors. All they were interested is in their ball. You know what I mean? Typical labs. Didn't even pay her any attention, three of them. So yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. But what I'm trying to say is we need more citizen journalists. We need more people doing what I'm doing. You know, you can grow, you can get studios, you can make a bit of money if you want, you know what I mean? You're not going to be a millionaire, like, I don't think, but you can make a bit of money. I'll help you for equipment and stuff, and I'll make your studio grow if you want to do a studio thing, you know what I mean? I don't do all the things that you can do. There's lots you can do online with laptops and stuff like that. I just like keeping it simple, so I do, for me, just for me, guys. And these are used to my content and the way it's delivered. So, you know, why fix it if it's not broke? You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. But yeah, one day I will probably get a wee studio and stuff, and hopefully get people on once people get used to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, bit of a roller coaster to come, no doubt, but we'll get there. We'll always land on our feet, guys. Always, every time. So I'm Freedom Dad, and God bless.